everyone, welcome back to my shitty ass channel.
It's about a special type of girl. We call her KarleeSteel.
Hi everyone, have you been wanting to join my Patreon but you're too scared, you don't know what's going on, you don't know what's going in on there? Well, look at that. I showed you guys some videos right then and there. Look, I brought a psychic fertility reading. And right now, for Christmas, I'm doing over $1,000 cash giveaway and buying some things off your Christmas wish list. Join now. Okay, so I don't know if you're new people watching this, old people, but I'm pretty well known for the fact that I got a BBL. I like to think it was before it was trendy. I got it when I was 18, which was 5 years ago. I feel like it wasn't as like popular cosmetic surgery as it is now. I actually got a lot of criticism for getting a BBL, and a lot of people actually like really tore me down about it. But now like everyone's like, yeah, go get your BBL, go get it. Like people are saving up for it, and it's the same people that talk shit about me wanting to go get their own. But I do have some advice after having a BBL for 5 years that I would like to acknowledge. And I think if you are looking to get a BBL, one, I have a whole list of videos of me documenting my surgery, my actual procedure, what I'm under. I have all of the stuff that you need to know about a BBL. I have a whole bunch of videos on my channel about it. The stuff for pre-op, the day of surgery, after the recovery, I have all of that. You guys can check that out. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about was some things that you should maybe think about before getting a BBL. I love my BBL and it has made me way more confident. There are some things that I wish I would have known, or I wish I would have waited a couple years, and hopefully this video can help someone. So number one is my doctor was Dr. Salama from Elite Plastic Surgery. He is amazing and I'll link him down below. He's great, he's wonderful, and I've went to him 3 times now and I definitely recommend him 100%. He's like the best ever and it's awesome. I definitely 100% wish I would have known these things before getting my BBL. Number one is don't go in at a weight where you want to lose or gain. Yes, a BBL will shrink if you lose weight and grow if you gain weight, and the proportions will always be the same, right? Like your fat cells are just being moved. So if you gain weight and you lose weight, it will shrink or get bigger, but so will everything else. So your proportions and your shape will still be the same. And like even if you lose weight, you'll still have like a big butt for like how big your waist is. Like everything will go down and everything will get bigger. And that obviously includes your butt. But because the majority of your fat cells being moved to your butt, it does get pretty big pretty quickly. And say if you gain 5 pounds, I swear half of that weight goes to your butt and the other 2.5 like distribute throughout your body. So you almost don't even see it, but you see it a lot in your butt. That could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. For me, it wasn't so good. I was only 18 and I actually was like recovering from an eating disorder when I got my first surgery. I think I was like 130 pounds and I'm 5'6". And before my surgery, I was 107 pounds at 5'6", and I was 18. So I was underweight, and then I became a normal weight when I got my surgery within like, I think it took me like 8 months to get to that weight. And then when I finally got my surgery, I was steady for like 2 years. I was like at a 130, 140. And then everything was fine, right? Like it looked great. But then I became an adult. I mean, you're technically an adult when you're 18, but your body is still changing, and the changes that your body goes from like 18 to 21 are like so crazy. Everyone, well, most people, not everyone, I'm not gonna speak for everyone, but most people gain weight. Think about 18, you're still in high school or you're starting your first year of college, and most people are like super thin and your metabolism is great and you're just a lot different when your body just is different when you're 18, like it just is. As I got older, obviously I gained like woman maturity weight, and that's normal. I gained a lot in my butt, like it became really big. I definitely think waiting until you're at least 20. I would even recommend waiting until you're like 22. I would wait to get a BBL personally, because I feel like your body does a lot of changes from like 18 to 22. I feel like not only does your body do a lot of changes, but your mind and everything, like it just does. And I know you're probably watching this if you are like 18 and you're like, yeah, right, like whatever, like I'm never gonna gain any weight or I'm always gonna want this. Trust me, just wait, because I turned 18 in September and I got the surgery in February. So literally within like 4 months I had the surgery, actually January, I think. Within 3 months of turning 18, I had it. So it definitely was like, I still had, you know, that like high school body, which wasn't as curvy as it was, and I didn't have a butt, but that's mostly because I was so young and so thin that like I just didn't. And I feel like if I would have waited, I would have had one naturally, or, you know, at least would have went in with the weight that I was gonna be throughout my adulthood life. So that's definitely one thing that I would recommend. Another thing that I would recommend is waiting. And I know I already said waiting about like your weight and stuff, but mentally waiting, because trends are coming and going, and there's been rumors going around saying like Kourtney Kardashian got her BBL taken out, and a lot of people don't know if it's just weight loss or that she got her butt taken out. But I personally got a BBL revision and it definitely was worth it. I was getting back problems, and that's a lot. I think that's another thing that people don't tell you about BBLs is like, you're gonna gain, when you gain weight, a lot of it goes to your butt, like a lot of it. So 5 pounds is going to feel like 20 pounds on your butt, and it's gonna really show, and it's gonna really be there, and it's gonna make a difference. And so maintaining your weight is a big thing, I feel like, after a BBL. And so going in with the weight that you want to be, but also being mentally prepared and being mature enough to know those things and think about it and know that this is what you want, because trends come and go. Before, I remember growing up, like, a big butt wasn't a thing. It was like people wanted their butt to look small, and like people would put on jeans and be like, this is maybe make my butt look big, like I don't want it to look big. And boobs, big boobs were the thing, and now it's small boobs and a big butt. Trends constantly change. So are you doing it for a trend, or are you doing it because you genuinely will feel better about yourself? And you need to really think about that. Another thing is the back problems. Like I mentioned, is like I had pretty bad back problems. So when I was laying flat on my back, my butt was so big that my lower back was not touching the ground. Like my back was floating because my butt was so big, and then my back was like here. So when I went to the ground, my like shoulders would hit the ground and my butt would hit the ground, but my back would be literally arched because it couldn't hit the ground because my butt hit it first. The amount of pain on my lower back that had really hurt. Sitting on a chair, kind of leaning back, my butt would like come up and put pressure on my lower back, and that would really hurt as well. Also, like even sitting, like my butt goes to my hips and it just sometimes can hurt and put a lot of pressure on my legs, and my legs will like go numb. So I mean, after my BBL revision, I've already noticed a difference in just like feeling lighter and feeling better. But don't make my mistake and get it while you're young and gain weight and do all that. Literally, it's really easy to gain weight after BBL too, because they are liposuctioning you, and so you feel skinnier when you come out, and so you kind of enjoy your body, you go out partying, you don't think about those things, you feel skinny, so you can kind of eat, and then it all goes to your butt and you're like, oh my gosh, this is too much. So those are the things I would recommend, and I feel like nobody told me these things before getting a BBL, and because I've had it for 5 years, almost 6, I feel like it's worth it for me to enlighten you guys on and tell you guys about it, because I wish I would have known these things, and I think it would have changed the way that I did it. I still think maybe I probably would have still done it. I just think I would have waited, and I think I just would have waited. I think that's it. I think I would still 100% get it, and I definitely don't regret it. It's definitely some things that I wish I was aware of, because it would have changed the time that I got it. And if you're planning on having kids, also like wait till you're done having kids, because your body changes that way too. Sometimes people's hips get bigger, they gain weight in certain places, and you know, going under surgery is risky, and you want to go under as least amount of times as you can. So you don't want to have to get a BBL and then go back for a revision like I did. It was not the surgeon's fault. It was my fault. I gained weight. I was young and I just wasn't thinking. Highly recommend following my tips, but that's it. I know this video was short and there's only a couple points, but I definitely want to talk about them because they are important points. You need to think about these things. Okay, they're important. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys are new, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Also, check out my podcast if you guys don't already. I'm going to be doing live podcasts every Friday starting in February of 2022, so you guys can tune in there and be part of the conversation and part of the podcast. Also, my Patreon, I am giving away gifts like off of your Amazon wish list, and I'm giving away like over $1,000 in cash over on Patreon as well if you're a Patreon member, so go over there. And then you also get content like pregnancy things and trying to conceive things and secrets and stuff that I just would not put on YouTube. So go over there to check that out. Also, I have a couple channel that will be linked down below. You guys can check out as well. Thank you guys so much for watching and stay confident. Bye, beautifuls.